the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and I got a letter today that I want to answer via video because there's a lot of questions and a lot of explanations that I need to go through, and writing it down, my hands just don't like to type that much. So, due to privacy, I'm not going to mention the person's name. But she's had a couple of questions about medical marijuana and one about my sweet corn. As you know, last year I took a huge bushel bag, like 35 to 50 pound bag of sweet corn, husk and all, and put it in my freezer. And she wanted to know how that turned out and would I do it again. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm actually looking for a small secondhand upright freezer just for corn because it took up so much room in my freezer, and butchering season's coming in the fall, right? But it was wonderful. I mean, you put it in the freezer, husk and all, silk, stems, everything, just not the great big long stalks. And when you take it out of the freezer, you either put it in the top rack of your barbecue or in your oven, husk and all, and you roast it. And because the corn is frozen, it steams itself. It is just amazing. And even after 9 months in the freezer, and by the way, mine did not last that long, it was as fresh when it was cooked. It was as fresh as if we had just bought it from the farmer's market. So yes, I would and will do it again. Now, you had some questions about medical marijuana, and I'd like to address this. It says this is a bit more personal. That's okay. You guys know pretty much everything there is to know about me. So it's about your medical marijuana. I know you can grow and or buy marijuana that has low THC. It does not make you high. Low THC is still THC, and it's going to get you high to a certain degree. Okay? But it's not something you can't manage. If you want to work with medical marijuana and you don't want the high, this is a book I'm giving away today on my Cooking with Cannabis channel, and it's called Juicing Cannabis for Healing: How I Achieved Almost Complete Remission from Chronic Pain by Juicing Fresh Raw Marijuana Leaf. Now, marijuana leaf does not have a lot of THC, but it is high in the cannabinoids that help you fight pain. Now, remember, we have cannabinoid receptors in our brain. That's what makes medical marijuana such a great product. The fact that it's natural and the fact that your brain is built to receive it, okay? If you don't want the high, try doing it raw. And if you don't mind the high, go ahead, but buy something with a low THC count and a high cannabinoid amount, okay? Now, it says here, does it give you the munchies? Depends on the strain, but for the most part, you get over it really quick. Sometimes just a bowl of dry cereal to munch on is good. How high does it get you? Well, it depends on the strength of the THC. Anything 6% THC or 8% THC and lower will give you a mild high, but the cannabinoids will be more prevalent in the overall feeling. Does it help enough to go through the hassle? Yes. Oh God, yes. I was taking Tylenol 3 times a day, and I'm going to tell you folks, Tylenol is harder on your liver, especially taken daily, than alcohol is. It's really bad for your liver. Tylenol is really bad for your liver. Now, does it make me horny? No. It makes me cuddly, but it doesn't make me horny. Now, I've got to tell you, there are 2 strains. Like, there's all different names that have different THC levels, but there are 2 prevalent, well, there's 3, but only 2 that are really on the market, and that's a sativa blend and an indica. Sorry, I haven't medicated yet today. Getting fibro fog. There's sativa and there's indica. Now, indica, an indica strain will give you a body high, which means you will probably want to veg on the couch and eat pizza or eat munchies or chips or fruit or whatever the case may be. It's what we would call a body stone, okay? A sativa is more of a neurological high. It puts some pep in your step, but you're functional in a sense where you're not like melted into a chair or melted into the mattress, okay? So what I recommend for your husband, if he doesn't want the high, is to get a nice blend of low THC sativa, okay? Low THC sativa or a low THC sativa indica blend, because you want the muscles, you want your muscles relaxed, so you do want some indica in there. So even a 50-50 blend with a low THC count is going to work. Now, you mentioned that your husband has heart problems, and he may or may not need surgery to repair it. He also has a history of blood clots in his legs, and he needs to be on heart medications for the clots. He also has arthritis in his knee and hip, which is causing him a great deal of pain. But because of the medications he is on, the only pain meds he can take is Tylenol, which does nothing to help, and it's really, really bad for you folks. Tylenol is really bad for you. So here's another recommendation I'm going to make. If you have heart problems, please do not smoke the marijuana. Why? Because, well, let me put it this way. It was recommended once, somebody said, if you're on the highway and you feel like you're having a heart attack, cough, and cough hard at regular intervals until you can get off the road or call 911 or get to a hospital. Why? Because your lungs surround your heart. It puts your lungs between your ribs and your heart. And when you cough, okay, you're actually compressing the heart when you cough. So if you're going to smoke marijuana and you have a heart issue, the coughing could be a problem, okay? Because if you smoke marijuana and you get, it doesn't have all the chemicals in it that cigarettes do to make it a smooth delivery system, okay? You're going to cough, okay? If you smoke it, you're going to cough eventually, sooner or later, sooner rather than later. And that's going to create compressions on your chest. This is why I'm recommending edibles, okay? Now, if you have a dispensary where you're going to go to, edibles are for sale in most dispensaries. Talk to the folks behind the counter. They are a lot more knowledgeable than people give them credit for. People assume that people behind the counter at dispensaries are just stoners, and they're not. They're not. They are there because they know what they're talking about. Now, edibles. Edibles can be a problem only because they're creepers. They creep up on you. When you smoke marijuana, you get it almost immediately. You get it within minutes. Okay, you get that high. You get the when the high wears off, and it usually does within an hour, the cannabinoids are still in your system, and they're going to, even if you're not high anymore, they're going to give you the pep in your step and the energy you need and the relaxation of your muscles to get your work done, okay? This is how I run 3 channels, okay? I don't take any other pain medication. Occasionally I will take Tylenol. If I have to travel out of the country, I will have to ask my doctor for Percocets, for the simple reason it's the only pain medication left that I can. But I don't like to ask for them because they're addictive. And for me, marijuana is not. Now, edibles can take up to 2 hours to bloom in your system. So I'm going to share a little story. I got a gummy about the size of a silver dollar at the dispensary in Ottawa. And I got one of indica and one of sativa. And we were actually going out that night, and I knew it was going to take hours for it to kick in. So I didn't even think about it. But after 2 hours, I took this jelly. It's like a candy, and I ate half of it, and then I ate half of the other one. Big mistake. 3 hours later, thank God Howie was driving. I was laying down in the front seat, laughing, and it was fun. But my son Briar thought I was putting it on. But this was good stuff because I wasn't aware of exactly how long it would take to get into my system because I'm used to my edibles, okay? And my edibles I make that are for my strength, right? So it took over 2 hours for that to kick in. But so if you buy or make an edible, please, please, please take 1/3 of that edible or one piece of that chocolate bar and then give yourself 3 hours. Don't go an hour later or halfway through a movie or at the end of the movie and, oh, it hasn't kicked in, I'm going to take more. A reporter did that once, and she ate the entire chocolate bar, and it was a horrific experience for her because A, she'd never had it before, and B, she did like a 10 times the amount dose. So edibles you have to be more careful with, and they stay in your system longer. So one piece of an edible product, marijuana, that again you can buy in a sativa or an indica, and you can get, and it will have the strengths right on the label of how many milligrams of THC and whatnot are in that edible. But for the first time, take that edible and take half a dose, half a recommended dose, and wait for 3 hours. I recommend doing it in the morning. That way, when you're ready to get up, or at bedtime. Bedtime is perfect because you take it at bedtime, and by the time it kicks in, you're asleep. And then when you wake up, you're much, much more relaxed. And everybody knows when you're more relaxed and your muscles are relaxed, you're more able to tolerate dealing with pain. Painkillers are dangerous, folks. Painkillers kill the pain. How are you supposed to know what to attempt and what not to attempt in your daily routine? If you can't feel the pain, you could be doing more damage than good. So, this is the Miss Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, this is pretty much everything I know about medical marijuana to this degree. All right? I hope I answered your questions, and I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Take care. God bless.